What's up guys, Houndish here, and today, with another weekly reset, we'll see yet another update to the exotic mission rotator for Season of the Witch. And this week, the Vox Obscura exotic mission will become available once again. So we're going to talk about the rewards right here, the updates to the Dead Messenger exotic grenade launcher, the new perks we'll be able to roll on that one, and all of the crafting options, but additionally, we'll talk about some of the drops we'll be able to pick up inside of the exotic mission, including craftable weapons, additional exotic drops, some loot from back in Season of the Risen, and a few things to take note of if you are diving into that playlist this week. So if you're new to the channel, get subscribed so I can keep you posted with more Destiny content, but without further delay, let's jump into it. And so of course we get the Season of the Risen exotic quest mission back. It's a pretty fun mission, which starts off in one of the old play spaces on Mars from D1. A bunch of players will have already completed this back in Witch Queen, but of course if you didn't, it's going to be the first opportunity to pick up the Dead Messenger exotic as a craftable weapon. So Dead Messenger is a void special grenade launcher, and it comes with the exotic perks, Trinary Vision, a one-shot handheld grenade launcher, and projectiles release a fan of 3 energy waves on contact with the ground. The other trait that the weapon has is the fundamentals, and with the alternate weapon action, it changes the weapon's damage type, cycling between solar, arc, and void, and grants different stats based on your selected damage type. So solar increases reload speed and aerial effectiveness, arc increases handling and range, and void increases stability and aim assist. But with the craftable version of this, which will be unlocked on the first completion of the mission, we'll be able to extract the weapon pattern, and much like we saw with Dead Man's Tale, it'll come with 4 exotic intrinsic variants. So each time we complete Vox Obscura again in the playlist, we'll get access to a new intrinsic, and that unlocks a bunch of stock upgrades. So the first one will be handblade stock, the second is composite stock, with the third being fitted stock, and finally, we'll have the option to unlock short action stock. Additionally though, the craftable version will have different barrels and magazine options, so we'll be able to select from quick launch, volatile, confined, countermass, smart drift control, linear compensator, and hard launch, with the magazine options consisting of high velocity rounds or implosion rounds. More interestingly though, Dead Messenger will come with some additional traits that can be crafted, so on top of the exotic bonuses, we'll also be able to get Thresh, Unrelenting, or Demolitionist in the trait slot. So some pretty good options there, especially with this weapon's ability to get multi-kills. Obviously Thresh will be great for getting super energy, Unrelenting will be pretty solid as well, triggering health regen on defeated targets, and Demolitionist where the weapon can generate grenade energy. So obviously when making multi-kills with a weapon, each of those perks will be pretty good. But also the Catalyst socket comes with the perk Turnabout, and using the weapon to break the shield of a combatant or a guardian using their super will grant an overshield. Obviously, some of those perks will be available at different weapon level thresholds. So on top of unlocking all of those options by completing Vox Obscura, we'll also need to level the weapon up a little bit, but it'll definitely be cool to unlock some extra options on this thing. Some of the perks there sound pretty good, so give us your thoughts about it down below. Another drop to look out for, which we might be able to get from this mission though, would be the Ivory Empress exotic Sparrow. This originally dropped randomly on completions of Vox Obscura. Bungie haven't confirmed whether we'll still get it in the updated version in the Rotator, but if it's one you've been hoping to add to collections, it's possible we'll be able to earn it once again via the exotic mission playlist. The other weapon drops we'll be able to pick up though are weapons from Season of the Risen, and these were the kind of core seasonal weapons, so there are some pretty good ones like Explosive Personality, which is a wave frame solar grenade launcher, and looking at the most popular trait perks, in the trait slots at least, we've got auto-loading holster, Feeding Frenzy, and Genesis as the top 3 most popular bonuses, although it can additionally get Threat Detector, Stats for All, and Field Prep, with the second trait slot seeing Disruption Break, Turnabout, and Frenzy as the top 3 most popular bonuses, although it can also get Unrelenting, One for All, and Golden Tricorn. And as we can see there, Auto-Loading Holster and Disruption Break, without a doubt, are the most popular perks in combination on this weapon. These also get the origin trait Land Tank, and final blows with the weapon grant increased resilience and additional damage resistance from combatants. Of course, red borders of these weapons will drop, so they will continue to be craftable. Then there is the recurrent impact machine gun, and this is a stasis rapid fire frame. Looking at the most popular traits once again, Firmly Planted, Subsistence, and Genesis are the top 3 most used traits in the first trait slot, but it can also get Field Prep, Perpetual Motion, and Stats for All, with the second trait slot seeing Headstone, Frenzy, and Firing Line as the top 3, but on top of that it can get Tap the Trigger, One for All, and Focused Fury. So Firmly Planted or Subsistence, paired with Headstone or Frenzy, pretty much makes up the most popular role of this weapon, Then there is the Under Your Skin bow, and this is a precision frame void bow. And again, for top 3 traits, we have Archer's Tempo, Unrelenting, and Hipfire Grip in the first trait slot, although it can also get Perpetual Motion, Firmly Planted, and Tunnel Vision. Then in the second trait slot, we have Explosive Head, Successful Warm-Up, and Dragonfly as the top 3, but it can also get Opening Shot, Adaptive Munitions, and Turnabout. So Archer's Tempo and Explosive Head is pretty popular. That takes us on to the sweet Sorrow Auto Rifle though, and this is a rapid fire frame arc auto, with the top 3 most popular traits being Stats for All, Triple Tap, and Perpetual Motion, but slot 1 can also get Autoloading Holster, Pulse Monitor, and Killing Wind. Then the second trait slot's top 3 are Demolitionist, One for All, and Tap the Trigger, but it can also get Vorpal Weapon, Turnabout, and Focused Fury. Stats for All Demolitionist is a very popular role on this, but obviously there are some other pretty viable options there as well. And then we have the Thoughtless Sniper Rifle, which is a stasis adaptive frame sniper, and in the first trait slot, Overflow, Perpetual Motion, and Rapid Hit are the top 3 bonuses. It can also get Firmly Planted, Steady Hands, and Compulsive Reloader in the first trait slot, with the second trait slot seeing Firing Line, Snapshot, and Focused Fury as the top 3 perks, but there's also Quick Draw, Headstone, and Adagio. So Overflow Firing Line is pretty popular. But finally there's the Peace of Mind Pulse Rifle. This is a kinetic rapid fire frame, and the first trait slot sees Perpetual Motion, Overflow, and Heating Up as the most popular perks, with Autoloading Holster, Stats for All, and Compulsive Reloader also in that first slot. Then in the second slot, Moving Target, Elemental Capacitor, or Vorpal Weapon are the top 3 bonuses, but it can additionally get Adrenaline Junkie, Focused Fury, and Harmony. So Perpetual Motion Moving Target's pretty good. And of course, with these weapons having been in the game for some time, these most popular perk rolls are pretty reliable in terms of getting close to the best rolls on these weapons. So if you're still working on crafting any of those, or haven't picked them up yet, then Vox Obscura will create multiple opportunities to get drops and red borders of those weapons. Let us know any that you fancy picking up or are still working on. But on top of that, we'll get the Tusked Allegiance armor set drops from this mission, which were the seasonal sets from Risen as well. And there we go guys, that's a quick breakdown of some of the rewards to look out for and a preview of the exotic for the Rotator this week. So as always, I hope the video has been useful, and if it has, a rating below really does help us out. Be sure as well to get subscribed to the channel so I can keep you posted with more Destiny content. But otherwise, I appreciate you tuning in, and I hope you guys have an awesome day.
These broadcasts are not comprised of words, but images, feelings, and impressions. My Optuses will show me their contents through a telepathic link, similar to the Mindscape. I see the silhouette of a scion. They stand at the head of a full Cabal legion.